Okay, cool. So I'm out here at Flying Cloud Fields and I want to try out my GoPro with my paraglider for the first time. It's probably right around 60 degrees and sunny except for when the sun goes behind these clouds. So I got my paraglider here. I'm gonna go ahead and take this out, put it on my back. And grab my goodie bag. My water bottle and my stuff. Lock up the car. We're gonna go head over here and set up. So it says that it's supposed to be somewhere in the ballpark of 8 miles an hour. And wind going north. It'll be a little bit switchy in here. But we're gonna go to our live conditions and we're gonna see what's actually happening on the ground here. Woo. There's Flying Cloud. Okay, yeah, northeast at 8 miles an hour is what it says, 59 degrees. So it's a little chilly here for me, but I think once I get moving, it's gonna be okay. So, put the phone in the pocket. We're gonna go ahead and unzip this. Take everything out, unbundle that. And lift the wing out like this. I keep it attached to my harness so that life is peachy. And I don't have to clip in to the carabiners again and figure out what's going on. I leave all that over there. Those are my snacks and things. It was a little bit more damp than I thought, but not on top of the grass. So it's okay, it's just my knees are getting damp there. Okay, so that's my gear there on the ground. What I have to do every time I strap in is my pre-flight. My pre-flight is R1234TR. We're gonna go ahead. First of all, I'm just gonna put these backpack straps on me. 1, 2. R stands for reserve. I don't even know if you can see that there, but I checked the reserve handle. I checked that the pins are in. That's good. I'm gonna go ahead and every time, I have a rule, every time that I get into this harness, always put the leg loops on. Never do anything else before I do that. And then I can keep going through my checklist to make sure everything's peachy. But I go ahead and make sure that I'm safely strapped in first. So, now that I'm strapped in, reserve. Check the reserve. 1 chin strap on my helmet. 2 carabiners. Make sure that they're in, that they're locked, that my risers are attached properly. 3 leg loops. 1, 2, 3, and my chest strap. And then the last thing is, well, 4 corners of the glider, which we're gonna check to make sure the A's are on top once I get this laid out. The last 2 things are T for turn and tow bridle. I'll have to make sure that I have my risers in the proper position to turn if I'm doing a reverse launch, which I will be. And tow, I'm not on tow right now, so I don't have to deal with that. And the final thing is R for radio. I'm not dealing with a radio today, so that's gonna be okay. I'm gonna try setting up into the wind first, even though it's a strong day. Sometimes if it's too strong, you can't set up directly into the wind because this thing's gonna go ahead and inflate on you and drag you around. But let's go ahead and get this rolled out. A lot of times you don't necessarily want to do this strapped into the glider, but with higher wind days, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and be ready to have brakes on. I'm not taking care to lay it out too perfectly here because typically in higher winds that leading edge is going to catch really quickly. I want to make sure my lines are cleared, there aren't any crazy snags or anything. So you can grab the screw and just sort of pull on everything lightly. We're going to do the same thing where I just kind of pull on these lines and you see how beautifully all the little snaggies come out. There. Great. Now this is number 4 in my checklist. 4 corners of the glider. The A's are all cleared on that side. We're gonna go over here and make sure that we have the same thing. These red lines are my A's. Let's go ahead and flip those off there. 2 right there. And there's another red one. I don't remember. I think that's called the stabilo line, but I have to check. I don't think that may be wrong. So my A's are on top. Ooh, I can feel my wind is coming a little bit more east than I thought. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna clear the brakes. As I take these, pull that trailing edge around. That's gonna horseshoe the canopy nicely so that it comes up evenly. I'm gonna go ahead on this side too. Bring that in. Now when this comes up, it's gonna wanna turn because I didn't set it up quite right. I have to cross these risers one over the other. My brakes are routed properly. My A's are in the right hands. Now this is gonna come up and I'm gonna turn it into the wind. And I made a beautiful horseshoe just like that. And I think my wind has changed direction again. Yep, you can see that end down there is not inflating. The middle is inflating nicely. So we're gonna go ahead and turn it and try to bring it up in reverse. Yep, in fact, look, that just got blown over. But it's okay, we're gonna be able to control that just fine. Now I gotta make sure my brakes are routed properly again. 1, 2, crossover, scoop, scoop. Okay, let's put it into the wind. Good. And yeah, now that I'm into the wind, I can feel that pulling. Now it's not very strong, but if it gusted, it might drag me back. I'm gonna practice this technique that I saw, just taking wraps on the brakes to get closer. First of all, better control, but I can get closer to these rear risers and then actually control it and keep it on the ground with just the rear risers by pulling these back like this. That actually feels very comfortable. And so then what you can do is put both of those rear risers in one hand and let the wraps out on the brakes. So you have the brakes normally with the rears on. And so then I've got the rear risers just to control it like this. And then I think what I can do, if it were very strong wind, I'd be able to just lean back and bring it up. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to wait for it. Oops, see, it wants to come up. But yeah, I have wonderful control here with the rear risers like this. And I can actually get the brakes above the pulleys too if I wanted. I think I could have both of them. But we're just going to stay like this. So I think what I'll do, next gust, I'm going to see if this will come up and I'll lightly let off the rears. Just got to wait for a cycle. See if it'll come up. Nope. That rear riser brought it down nicely. Nope, stop. Go down. Now I don't have the rears anymore. So that's a little bit trickier. I'm gonna have to play with that. Let's just bring it up normally with the A's. It's not too bad. I'll catch it with the brakes. Go. Not so good. Try again. Sometimes it's like this first time I bring it out. Bring it up, crouching, and here we are. Good. Got it in the air. Let that fly. Walk to the center of the glider. Keep it braked. Not too much though. It's gonna be a little gusty. I'm headed into wind. What I'm gonna do, it's always nice cutting in reverse for a minute just to make sure I'm feeling everything properly. Now it's turning me for sure, because as I suspected, it's a bit of a rowdy day. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to catch up to this. Let's bring it down. Pop that out. You stay on the ground there. If I want, if it's gonna gust on me, I can go back to the rear risers like that. Keep it down. But it's not too bad. So let's just go up and try again. I may try turning around this time. So here we go. On the A's, I'm gonna crouch to bring it up to take some of the power out and be ready to run at it. Not bad. I knew it would be switchy today, so if it drags me around a little bit or just turns me a lot, that's kind of to be expected. I'm gonna go and try turning around. Kept pressure on the lines, and now I'm in forward. And just normalizing a little. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn around and, whoop, surge, surge, surge. There. It was a good example of a collapse there. But it was like a front collapse, which means probably didn't have it's like too much airspeed for a minute or something. I don't know. I'm still having to figure out analytically what's going on there. But so I have been able to save that in the past, but not so much this time. That's okay. So what I got to do at this point, it laid itself out on the ground nicely for me. I get to snap my toggles in. 1, 2, make a bridge here, duck under, go back into reverse. Make sure my A's are on top. Get my brakes routed properly again. Clear the brakes a bit. I think that center's gonna come up okay if I have a gust. These on top. All right, so we're gonna see what happens if I try bringing this up in that shape. I think I'll be able to do it, especially if I just kite it up a little bit, get some air in it. There we go. Nice. Mostly ready to go. Wait for a little bit of a cycle here. I'm feeling the wind, so we're gonna crouch down and bring it up again. Take that power out of it. Good, 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 good. Hey, don't overshoot, don't overshoot. Come on. Gonna turn around so I've got better control. Hands up for airspeed. And staying under the center of the glider. There we go. If you look, you can see my shadow and how I'm doing. Uh-oh. There. Drop back a little bit. Keep the airspeed up. Probably gonna surge forward, which means I gotta keep pressure on and run. Let's try keeping it turning to the right of this goalpost a little bit. I'm gonna have to correct for that. Keep my airspeed up. Surges forward. Run forward. There. Surges forward. Brakes on and run forward. Good. Cleared the goalpost. Don't want to land my nice glider on the goalpost. So I'm not even looking at the wing now, but I can see with my shadow kind of what's going on, which is super cool. I felt the pressure ease up, and it went to the left. So I had to put pressure on the brakes, keep my speed going forward. Surging and moving to the right, so I put left brake on, move to the right. Whoops, surges, brakes on, run forward. Moving to the left, do right brake and move to the left. Surging, brakes on, run forward. Brakes on and really run forward so it doesn't collapse. I kind of figured it'd be a big surge control day. All these clouds, big puffy clouds. Yeah, but this is good. Woo, big surge. Brakes on, run forward. Brakes on, run forward. Not too much brakes. That's what we also say is looking down, hands down. Looking up, hands up to let it fly, which usually is followed by a surge. Lost pressure there, so I had to go ahead and get the pressure on, surging and moving to the left. Surging, moving to the left. Sometimes the wind gets switchy and weird things happen. Now when I get down towards the end here, I'm going to see if I can turn around and flare to bring it down. It's really interesting. It's kind of high-ish wind, but not so much. It comes and goes. So I'm having to actually run a lot to keep the airspeed up. Up, pressure, go forward, there, and I'm going to turn and bring it down. There you go. The next piece of this is I now have to get back to the other end of the field to do it again. So take our risers, put them together. We do what's called a rosette. So we make big loops, big organized loops in our lines. So far I think I like this front mount on the helmet. What I don't love is that I can't really see what's going on, but maybe that's best. Just figure out the best angle and set it up properly to begin with, and then forget about it for a short while, turn it off. All right, so we've rosetted it, and we're gonna walk back up the field now and do it all again.